Welcome, and thank you for coming to the University of Great Falls. My name is Denise Saprinsky. I know most of you in this room, but I'm the Executive Director for Marketing and Communications at UGF. I came on last fall after hearing about an incredible vision for the university. I drank some of the Kool-Aid that this guy here is serving, and we've been seeing changes, big and small, come about for the last, 8 months, 10 months perhaps, since he's been on board. His big, bold, fast, excellent vision is now taking hold in many, many ways. We have a new core curriculum, we have new student services, we have an expanded athletic program, and a new Argo Advantage promise to our students, among many, many other things. Today, my part of that vision begins to unfold, and I'm really excited about it. As it publicly unfolds, our president, Anthony Aretz, Tony, is going to talk to you about new changes coming to the university, our rebranding effort, a new name, new partnerships, and a bright, bold, new future for the University of Great Falls, our students, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and hopefully the community. Tony?
Thank you, Denise, and thank you all for coming out this morning. It's exciting, and I know people, especially people on campus, have been anxiously anticipating today. We've had a lot of work going on, and people have caught bits and pieces of it, but we finally have everything in place to go forward. For those of you who don't know, University of Great Falls is a ministry of Providence St. Joseph Health, the third largest nonprofit healthcare system in the country, with over 111,000 employees, over 50 hospitals, spanning 7 states in the western United States. What I'm here today is to announce a new exciting partnership with Providence St. Joseph Health. They are going to invest in the University of Great Falls in an expanded way to really help us reinvent the institution to serve their workforce needs now and into the future. The exciting part of that is a new name. And I know we've been doing a lot of work, we've surveyed a lot of people, and we've held it pretty tight up until now, but I'm pleased to announce that the new name of University of Great Falls as of 1 July is going to be the University of Providence. And I know some of you, it may not be a surprise because I know there's been a lot of guessing going on out there, but the reason we selected that name is really twofold when it comes down to it. There's a lot of reasons. But one is it acknowledges our identity as a Catholic institution founded by the Sisters of Providence and the Ursuline Sisters in 1932. It really signifies a continuing commitment to their charism and their founding mission for this university to serve the educational and healthcare needs of the most vulnerable in our society. The other reason we're Nancy, in the new name, is it recognizes our new invigorated partnership with Providence St. Joseph Health. They have a well-known and established brand recognition in the western United States, and we wanted to affiliate more closely with Providence St. Joseph Health going forward. Because as part of this reinvestment in the University of Great Falls, we are going to become their primary education provider for the workforce development needs that they have in healthcare. If you're not aware of healthcare, they have a looming workforce crisis on the horizon at the same time that the needs of healthcare are expanding in terms of patients that need healthcare. There is a workforce shortages that are developing critically in nursing, medical assistants, surgical techs, and a lot of other aspects. And as part of the ability for Providence St. Joseph Health to meet these growing needs, they are partnering with us, and as a result, we are going to be creating, also 1 July 2017, a new School of Health Professions. The primary purpose of this School of Health Professions will be to serve the workforce needs of Providence St. Joseph Health. Most of the programs developed in this new school will be online programs, but we will also be opening satellite campuses throughout the Providence St. Joseph system in the future. Very quickly, we'll be seeking accreditor approval, hopefully to open our first satellite campus in the Puget Sound area. So since we will be having multiple campuses, one of the things we need to do is keep those campuses straight. So our location here in Great Falls will be referred to as the University of Providence, Great Falls. And this campus will house our School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. It will pretty much, in terms of the mission, maintain the identity that the University of Great Falls has developed over the several decades of its existence, but with a new university name and a focus on the traditional students. We will be growing enrollment in both of these schools going forward. The School of Health Professions, our goal is to enroll 10,000 students in 10 years, and that's significant growth given right now we have under 1,000 students enrolled in the programs that will be moving into the new school, which include nursing, our master's in organizational leadership, and a new master's in infection control and epidemiology. Our immediate plans, hopefully very early in 2018, at the latest as fall, is to start programs for medical assistants and surgical technicians in the Seattle area. That's the greatest need that Providence St. Joseph Health has right now in that area. In the future, as I said, we'll hopefully be opening several satellite locations throughout the Providence St. Joseph Health system. One of the things that I really want to focus on is the changes that are coming to this campus. As part of the investment in the Great Falls campus of the University of Providence, you're going to be seeing significant changes over the next 5 to 10 years on this campus. Our enrollment goals is to double the enrollment on this campus to 1,200 to 1,400 students in the next decade. As a result of that, we're going to need expanded facilities, remodeled facilities going forward. We're primarily going to be focusing initially on the growth of athletics to drive that enrollment. We are keeping the Argonauts as our mascot going forward, but we will be adding athletic programs going forward. As you were aware earlier, we issued a press release. We are starting women's wrestling this next year, and we're real excited about Tony, our new coach, who's coming in. We had a press conference with him a couple weeks ago announcing his coming on board. And with Caleb, we're real excited about where our wrestling program is going to go. In the future, we're exploring other athletic opportunities. As Dave Gant, our VP for Athletics, says, everything's on the table, but we have pretty ambitious growth plans going forward. We'll be adding 1 or 2 major sports every year going forward to drive that enrollment. So exciting things are to be coming in athletics. Also, as part of this new name and identity, we are creating, obviously, a new brand identity with a new logo and school colors. We're not going to release those today. We're still working on some of the aspects of that, but keep your calendars open the afternoon of July 13th. Around 4 o'clock, that's the tentative time right now, we're going to have a public unveiling of our first sign that will have the new logo and colors on it, and we'll have a little picnic and celebration that afternoon to celebrate going forward. And very quickly after that, all the signage on campus will either be taken down or changed going forward. Other than using our athletics to grow enrollment on this campus, we've really been working hard on increasing our value proposition. Because of our location, we have to offer something exceptional to attract students to the Great Falls area. If you're aware of the demographics in Montana, there are not a lot of high school students graduating these days. We've been on a steady decline over the last several years. So to meet the growth goals that we have for this campus, we're going to have to recruit extensively from out of state. We're primarily going to be focusing on the Providence St. Joseph Health employees and their dependents, because as an employee benefit, Providence St. Joseph Health employees get a discounted tuition to come to Great Falls. But we've never really marketed that within the system. So this next year, we are visiting every benefit fair within Providence St. Joseph Health to market the new University of Providence and to attract students from out of state for our growth going forward. To do that, our value proposition we're calling the Argo Advantage. It has several components. One is, as Denise mentioned earlier, a new core curriculum grounded in the Catholic intellectual tradition. And really at the basis, really what this means is it's primarily focused on the ethical, moral, and spiritual formation of our students. There's a lot of turmoil going on in our country and our nation, and nothing is more important, I think, to navigate through these times by forming a strong moral compass that guides your decision-making and leadership and your civic engagement going forward. And I'm real excited about what the faculty have done with our new core curriculum in forming our students for the important mission that they have going forward. We also, starting this fall, are implementing a 4-year graduation guarantee that if a student comes in and meets certain criteria, if they do not graduate in 4 years, the rest of their degrees costs are on us. We're also creating a career center with a new career readiness commitment. that it's an optional co-curricular program, but if the students complete this 4-year career readiness program and they do not have a job within 6 months of graduation, we will pay for additional professional help to help them find that first job. But I am confident if they complete the program, they will have no trouble finding the job, because it's designed to encourage students to do those things they need to do really to be competitive in the workforce. One important component of this career readiness program for the local community is enhanced internship opportunities. So we're going to be looking to the business community within the Great Falls to partner with us on this and really helping us to grow the work experience of our students, so when they graduate, they're ready for the real world of work. We're also, if you haven't heard, we do have a freshman experience called a Core Discovery Program named after the Lewis and Clark expedition, but we're focusing on that to sell the Montana experience. Having been a relatively new arrival to Montana, outside of Montana, there is this thing people call the Montana mystique. People are fascinated by Montana, and I think that could be an asset for our university to sell the Montana experience that we give students through our Core Discovery Program when they come to Great Falls as an enhanced aspect. Also, we have a student loan insurance program that if students are either unemployed or underemployed upon graduation, we have an insurance program that will help them make those student loan payments when they start coming due 6 months after graduation, to help relieve some of that anxiety over student debt. And also, as I mentioned before, we are working over the next several years to totally integrate the student experience co-curricularly, athletics, and in the classroom around ethical leadership development. As I mentioned earlier, the great need for ethical leaders, and we're going to become more systematic and intentional about the ethical leadership development of our students. So all these features combined are called the Argo Advantage. This is going to be our lead attraction for students outside of state, and we hope to grow enrollment on this campus going forward. So really what this comes down to is, if you're aware of the challenges higher ed is facing in our country today, the schools that are most vulnerable and at risk for sustainable futures are small, rural, liberal arts colleges. Exactly the University of Great Falls profile. In order to meet these challenges, we had to reinvent ourselves, because I was just reading in the Chronicle of Higher Education today, a third of small private institutions in the country ran budget deficits last year. It's a really challenging situation. So this new partnership with Providence St. Joseph Health is actually our distinctive advantage in this market for our success and a sustainable future going forward. But we needed a bold vision to make this happen. And one of the reasons I was hired and brought on board was to help work with the campus community to create this vision. I'm very thankful of everybody on this campus and the amount of hard work it has taken this past year to get us to this point. So I'm excited about this vision going forward. And rather than keeping under wraps, now everything's public and we can go forward and implement the vision. But this is a big investment of Providence St. Joseph Health, and it's our responsibility now to deliver on that investment. So we have a lot of work ahead of us to make all this happen. So there are going to be significant changes. We're going to be adding staff to help make this growth happen, and in the long run, this campus in Great Falls and our staff and faculty on this campus will benefit. It may take a year or two to really get things going, but once we do that, I think the economic impact it will have in the local community will be tremendous. But in the bottom line, I think really what higher education is a partnership with the local community. And we value nothing more than our location in the city of Great Falls. And I'm looking for everybody within the community, and I'm going to be reaching out. And if they have opportunities to reach out to us to enhance this partnership going forward. Smaller communities in this country are most successful when they partner with the local higher education institutions in developing the economic diversity in the workforce for the community going forward. Half our students come from out of state, and I'm hoping we can create situations that attract some of those students going forward to stay in the Great Falls community. From a Providence St. Joseph Health perspective, they needed to do something to enhance their workforce. This is their significant investment. I compare it to a transformative gift from a benefactor, because this is really going to transform the University of Great Falls. And starting July 1st, the University of Providence will be launching on a decades-long journey to really become a major higher education institution in this country. And through this partnership with Providence St. Joseph Health, it's going to be an exciting future for both the university and Great Falls. So those are really all I had to really mention today, and I'd like to answer any questions anybody might have about going forward. No one wants to stick up with their hand and get on camera. I am willing to stick around for the media to do some one-on-ones afterwards, but that's really all the information we had to release today. There's formal press releases that Denise has if you want copies of those. And we appreciate the media coverage and the attention because it's a great partnership. A lot of exciting news to come. Thank you all for coming this morning. Appreciate it.